As we come on this Solidarity Sunday, we come deeply concerned about that horrible verdict that occurred. And we come concerned about the unjust laws on which that verdict was based. And so, my sisters and brothers, I boldly and without being hyperbolic, say to you that stand your ground equals state-sanctioned murder. It equals corporate-sponsored murder. And it equals socially accepted murder. Why, Pastor, would you be so outlandish and so irresponsible in making those charges? I make those charges because they are true. These stand your ground laws are in 29 states. State-sanctioned murder. State-sanctioned murder because not only is stand your ground state-sanctioned, but it's corporate-sponsored murder. Because ALEC, the American Legislative Economic Council, made up of all of the great Fortune 500 companies, not all of them, but most of them, they funded and they lobbied for Stand Your Ground. It's socially accepted. Why? Because those laws didn't get passed without folk voting for them. But not only is Stand Your Ground state-sanctioned murder, not only is it corporate-sponsored murder, but I want you to know that we've got state-sanctioned, corporate-sponsored, and socially acceptable murder that goes on right here in our community. State-sanctioned, why? Because we can't get Congress to pass gun control laws. When 80% of the people say they want them. Corporate sponsored, how? Well, the NRA's concern has nothing to do with their strange morality. It has to do with the fact that they stand proxy for the gun manufacturing industry. Socially accepted? Well, let me bring this thing home now. Because when we look at the murders that occur right here in this community, we got people of our own hue who operate under an unethical commandment that says thou should not snitch. People in our community have been complicit. And we can't shove that under the rug. People in our community are pulling triggers. And we can't push that under the rug. But we're here because we believe that that prophetic vision that someday we will beat our swords into plowshares. and beat our spears into pruning hooks, that day is before us if we will stand moral ground of nonviolence. So let's keep on standing together. Let's keep on praying together. Let's keep on working together. We can be the change. We are the change that we hope for, that we look for. The assistant pastor, led of the Spirit, has suggested to me that we call our young men to the altar. We want all our young men to come. We want you to know that you have value. We want you to know that you are important. We want you to know that God has a wonderful plan in you. He loves you, and we love you too. That we see in you the doctors and the lawyers and the preachers, the teachers, the engineers, the judges, the governors, oh yes, and the presidents of our future. Amen. As we join hands and come together as a community in all of the diversity that cuts across lines of race, class, gender, and cut across lines of religious labels, it is indeed a joy and a privilege for me to ask that Rabbi Michael Lerner would lift up the prayer of intercession.
Thank you. Wow.